In this video, I explain about types of measure of dispersion. There are two types of measure of dispersion. One is absolute measure of dispersion and the second is relative measure of dispersion. What is measure of dispersion? You can find video at the end screen. You can find the link of the video about measure of dispersion at the end screen. So in this video, I discuss about absolute and relative measure of dispersion. Absolute measure of dispersion. Absolute measure of dispersion is one that measures that the data set in the same unit or square of unit, means the complete data set have same unit. For example, if the unit of data are dollar, meter, kilograms, then the unit of measure of dispersion, the answer you got after applying measure of dispersion will be in kilograms. If your data is in kilograms, then your measure of dispersion will also be in kilograms. Means you have used same unit in complete procedure of data collection and its compilation. Categories of absolute measure of dispersion are: number one, range, quartiles and quartile deviation, mean deviation, variance and standard deviation. There are five types. There is error, quartiles and quartile deviation, and then number three, mean deviation, four, variance, and five, standard deviation. Now we discuss second type, relative measure of dispersion. A relative measure of dispersion is one that is expressed in the form of ratio, coefficients and percentages, and it is independent of unit of measurement. The main thing to be remember, relative measure of dispersion is independent of unit of measurement, means a same data set have different type of units like kilograms, pound per acre, and pounds, means different types of units to be used to measure relative measure of dispersion, and it is expressed in the form of ratio, coefficient or percentages. Example: the relative measure of dispersion is useful for comparison of data of different nature. Different nature data, if you want to compare that data set with different units or different type of different types, then relative measure of dispersion is a suitable dispersion that you can be used. Categories are types of relative measure of dispersion. Coefficient of range. In absolute, this is simply range. Here in relative measure of dispersion, its name is coefficient of range. Coefficient of quartile deviation. In absolute measure of dispersion, it is quartile deviation, but here its name is coefficient of quartile deviation because it is present in form of ratios, coefficients. Coefficient of mean deviation. Similarly, coefficient of standard deviation and coefficient of variation. If you want to see videos about measure of dispersion, solve question about measure of central tendency, then click the link in front of your screen. If you like the video, then click on like button and subscribe my channel Statisticians Club. Thanks for watching.